Well, we certainly covered a lot of ground from the galactic star realm of home, where all there is love. Good, I'll say good, because good contains all aspects and qualities of love, harmony, wholeness, health. It contains it all. And so love is one ray or one song within it. That is where we came from. You are a star being. If you're in a physical bodysuit, you are a star being. Now, all of the crippling, all of the ownership, all of the trauma, violence, struggle that happened to us after we came into our first world with our agenda to do some aspect of good, we started to allow in those who had deceived us, that were going to help us, that were going to show us the way, and they were going to, benefit us. Lots of different stories. But basically, the big one was, you are not enough. That did not begin on Earth. That began as a broadcasting system that we as star beings went, oh, maybe not. Well, let's try that. Let's try something else then. We invited in the very, very groups whose agenda was to use our energy for them. And I call them outsiders. They're parasitic by nature. Parasites will always drain the energy of the host, which was our star families. We were devolving. We were coming to smaller and smaller availability of light. And also, we were full of the frequencies of domination, control, fear, etc. So all of that existed in those galactic worlds. Then we came up with an Earth plan, a beautiful Earth plan. We were going to pull it off. And key to that was a soul that would in birth or incarnate into what we call a male body that would be owned. So they would be low key. They would fill villages, families with heart energy, new energy prepared for use on the earth, nurture energy that those souls coming into a female body could then take and weave something beautiful with it. First, a way to survive and thrive, a lush garden, home, we're on the planet, how do we do this life? And then they were going to wake up to their next mission, next part of the mission as a soul in a female body, to discern what outsider energy tasted like, smelt like, felt like on this planet we call Earth. And as soon as that soul knew there was an energy that was off, she would have the authority to call in all the help from heavens, not God. That was not even part of not even part of our thought process at that point in time. This was way before. Call in our rest of our star families who could move in, contain it, and move it back to where it belongs. Take the elephant that was in the wrong place, move it back to where it belonged. And it was never about a fight. You didn't have to be the stronger, the most powerful. You simply spoke your word. The law says, speak your word and it will happen. The Sophia authority. And then that whole plan was discovered. The female bodysuit needed to be weakened so that it could be devised and owned. And the parasitics used the male body to do that. They used the male body to do that. So the invader began about 300,000 years ago on the planet. Okay. So here we are today. The authority to simply call in all the help of our star team to come in, because we've identified the energy, contain, and have it removed. We've only started to be able to do that in about 2000. 2000. Before that, we had to survive and struggle. And if we started to get too brilliant, create too much wonderful stuff, outsiders would co-opt it for their own, or if it threatened them, they would crush it. Whistleblowers, truth tellers, crush. New technology, if it could be used by the outsiders for themselves and their profit, co-opted or crushed. It happened to Tesla. Tesla got crushed. So here we are. Hello, welcome to this new world in which you, especially if you're in a female body, are ready to take on and restore that authority voice of Sophia. And it isn't about being dangerous, and it isn't about being boastful or loud or even out there in the world. You can do it quietly in the closets of your own home. Truly, truly. Sophia is this. She is one point of the sacred triad we call divine feminine. There is Gaia holding the platform, providing space, giving us a home base. Gaia. There is Sophia, solar plexus, giving us a place where we can discern from wisdom, from experience, what constricts us, what expands us. Discern, feel, sensitivity. You're not too emotional. You have a sensitivity. Purpose is, if it's constricting, if it's controlling, if it's gaslighting, it is an outsider energy. Outsider energy. And with Sophia, you have the authority to say, this is my body, this is my room, this is my home, this is my land, this is my community, this is my country. I put my staff in the ground. My staff in the ground. I have one. Some are very fancy. Put my staff in the ground. This is mine. And I have discernment around it. I have stewardship over it. I have guardianship over it. And I have authority voice. My space. And something in my body feels off. My spine, my body, my staff, my responsibility. Something in my home, something in my family, something in my community feels off. Staff in the ground with Sophia, staff in the ground. And I feel something's off. And I have stewardship, I have guardianship. Therefore, I call in by putting my sword into the sky. I don't have a sword yet. Sword into the sky. It's not a fight. It's not a battle. No. Sword into the sky like a clear, secured connection from my authority at my solar plexus. And I say, check this out. Remove the energies that's behind this off feeling, this off situation, these off behaviors and words. The energy is then identified, cleared, contained, neutralized, and removed back, all of its webbing back to where it came from. That's Sophia. Gaia, one point. I have a place to do mission. I have discernment and I have authority of Sophia to keep what I've created safeguarded secure for good. When that's in place, then my third point is my heart. Now I can open my heart to nurture, to enlarge, to encourage with safety the world. Gaia, Sophia, Grace, the 3 points of the female triad. That's our power. That's what I'm giving to you. And then from that point, you can say, and all of the men bodies, the male bodies in my life, all of the male bodies, anywhere, I take ownership of them. They've done the job. They've been owned by the parasitics to some degree, and I am saying remove the energy of outsiders, those that dominate, and use the male body. Remove that energy from the male members of humanity. Clear them to activate their heart to be the nurturers they were intended to be. Move mountains because it was your job. It was your job to do that if you're in a female body. So we're the ones that have not, we didn't really fall down on the job. We were identified, captured, diminished, and we had to do what we had to do to survive. You will see that there is a Sophia initiation with this lesson that you can listen to as often as you want. You can share it with your circles, with friends. We're taking back that power center in the solar plexus, which activates, by the way, the original chakra system of 15 chakras, 15, which is the whole path, whole evolutionary path for ascension. Can't ascend with the chakra system we have, it's crippled. So not only can you move mountains, you can restore the bodysuit, the chakra system, and the pathway. And you will have also an ebook on those chakras for both the male body and the female body. They're very different because our roles were different. And the power centers had to unfold differently. I hope that you're continue to be curious. We need your curiosity in our world, and we need your trying this on. So now you have a bigger story. You have the female triad. You had what was missing and why women have been targeted for the last 300,000 years. You know how to make corrections to that. All that had been done in the galactic worlds have been corrected. That isn't your job. You are standing on the shoulders of women who have worked since 2000 to clear the worlds before Earth, so that in this day you can bring in your divine family. They are ready to help you. So much more to learn, but this is a good start. Move mountains. Blessings.